Hey guys, it's Michelle, Mad as a Hatter here. I just wanted to show you guys tonight, if you've been watching me, you've watched me with my little felted soap family that I keep adding to, and I've had a ton of fun with that. From the pumpkins to the Frankensteins to the mummies. But I got to thinking you guys might not know what felted soap is, how it's made, or what it's for. So I thought I'd do a short little video to show you how. So way before felted soap came along, people, way before washcloths, way before loofahs, people would take their bar of soap and they would wrap a piece of felt around it. And what this did was help extend the life of their soap. Normal bar of soap, you're going to get 5 to 6 times more life out of it when it's wrapped in the felted because you're not wasting much soap. So what I do is when I make my soap, same great recipe. Sometimes I mess up. Not perfect. Just like my vanilla soap. Kind of ugly. Why? Because I forgot to add my vanilla stabilizer. Vanilla turns brown. Beautiful smell. Great lather. Great soap. It's just ugly. So what I'll do is I'll cover it up. So you go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Amazon, eBay, wherever you want to shop for it, and you get, it's felt. It's over by the yarn, and this is a wool felt. And then you take and you wrap. Let me turn and wrap your soap in the felt, and you want to try to get it as tight as you can. But don't worry extensively over that. It's going to tighten up as you work with it. So cover up as much of it as you can. Any of the big bald spots. They have what is called felting needles. And you can get those at same place, any place. They've got little teeny barbs on the sides. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Anyway, sometimes I'll just tack my felt in place a little bit if I have some odd pieces. So, you can wrap it up like that. Don't worry if it's kind of loose. Like I said, you want to get it tight, but it's not that important. So, then what you're going to do is take an old pair of pantyhose. I don't wear pantyhose. So I bought a new pair. And then you're just going to cut part of it off. And I've already used this before, so I'll just tie a knot. Keep going. You're going to stretch this. Put your soap in it. Pull it and get it tight. Doesn't matter if it gets runs in it. You're not going to wear it again anyway. And then I'm going to wrap it a couple times. Just to give myself a little extra to play with. And get it tight. That'll help keep all your felt in place when you're working with it. So you don't end up with like different holes. Things like that. Okay, so now I've got a container of hot water and a container of cold water. And I'm going to dunk it in the hot water. Squeeze some of that off. Dunk it in the cold water. And then I'm just going to work with it. So the agitation, the hot water, the cold water help shrink the wool around your soap. You guys ever had one of those really great sweaters you got that was all wool, you know, one of those really warm things? You forget, you throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, and it shrinks to like the size of something for a doll. Same concept. And all you're going to do, scrub your soap, work it, smack it on the counter a couple times, get some of your frustrations out. So wool is naturally antibacterial. So no worries about mildew, mold. You know, you get those stinky washcloths the kids shove in the corner of the tub and then you forget about. Especially if you have 2 bathrooms like I do. Then you've got those nasty mildewy things. You don't have to worry about that with Felted soap. It's antibacterial. It's great for elderly people. And all I'm going to do is keep going back and forth. The hot, the cold, squeeze water out, and keep going. It's good for elderly people. It's good for kids because you don't have that slippery soap. Felt gives you something to hang on to. You're not wasting suds. You get a nice lather. You guys can see that even through the nylon. I'm still getting a nice lather. So you're just going to work this depending how much wool you put on there, depending how tight you got it. Like I said, the tighter you get it, the less you have to work with it. And I usually go back and forth between the hot water and the cold water 3-4 times maybe. Okay, now I'm going to rinse it off. Move my water out of the way here, guys. And then I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to try to squeeze as much of that excess water off that I can. Now, I'm going to unwrap it. And that gives me a nice, tight wool wrapping on my soap. Now, before you start decorating them, if you want to decorate them, you don't have to. You can leave it like this. Let it dry, because if you don't, it's just going to suds back up. So, let me grab a clean towel here. Maybe. Okay, so I've got this one I did this one earlier. It's already dry. And then I'm going to show you how I decorate it. So you can freehand it. You can use different things for different designs. If your kids have stencils, go steal some of their stencils. If you're not good at making circles. This is just a measuring spoon with a little hole in it. So be creative. Little cookie cutters. There's all sorts of little fall, Christmas. You can get little cookie cutters. Put on there. You can put on there. Pack the wool down in there. Take your needle, pack it down. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is, I don't know, I think I'm going to make a little monster. So let me grab some felt and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just got some different colors here, and I'm going to make an eyeball. I'm not that good at making circles, but I'll just take my felt, make a little round puff, put it on there. And then all you do, start poking it in there. Now before I get too much further, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm horrible at stabbing myself. And these suckers hurt. Sorry about that. So when I get to working with my little designs, I have a little finger guards. You can get these at the craft store too. And all that does is help hold my wool in place. It gives me a little bit more grip. And I don't have to worry about stabbing my fingers. So I already had that worked into a little ball. And all I'm doing is taking the needle, stabbing it, and working it in there, flattening it out. Now when you're working with the felt, it's always better to pull off chunks instead of cutting it, because it blends better. You're not going to have those little jagged edges. It's easier to work down into the yarn. So got an eyeball. I'm going to take a little measuring spoon. This part I'm not that great at. I'm going to hold the spoon there. Let me see. And then I'm just going to pack it down in there. And all I'm doing is using that little hole as a guide. Okay. So run that ball on there. Let's now, okay, so if I want to give her a mouth or him a mouth, I'm going to take a little, take my finger guard off, take a little piece and just roll it between my hands. Just work it into a little line. It's easier to work with. And then I'm just going to put it where I want it, take my needle and pack it down. See, you don't have to be creative to do this. I am not talented. Not when it comes to the artsy craftsy stuff. You want me to design soaps, you want me to make you a new face mask or a lotion. I'm good with that. But when it comes to the cute stuff, I'm not so good at. I can't draw. So there's a little monster there. Let's get some little teeth. Same thing. Just pulling this off. Working with it a little bit. Put it where I want it. Poke it in place. Now, I know I told you guys don't pull, or to pull the yarn, the wool, not to cut it. But when it comes to this, what I'll do is I'll make sure, like when this meets this little line up here, I'll pack it in really good. And then I will take my scissors and cut it close. Just because it's kind of hard to rip at that point. And I don't want to mess my lines up. So, let me give it another little tooth. You just take the needle and push that yarn down into it. And like I said, once I get it cut where I want, or when I get it to my stopping point and it's packed down in there good, then I'll cut it. Alright, let's fill these little teeth in with some white. Another good thing about this felted soap is, you know how when you get your soap and it sits on the counter and you get that slimy stuff in the bottom of it? You guys know what I'm talking about. You go take a shower and whoever took the shower before you left the soap sitting in the water and you got that slimy soap. The felted soap, you don't have to worry about that because it dries out. So there's no more soap slime. No more scrub in the shower trying to get it all off. Each of the kids can have their own, so there's no fighting over it. Okay. And guys, you'll find your own way to doing this, all your little tricks and tips. This is just how I do it. This is how I learned to do it, watching videos. And by no means am I a master at doing any of this. It's just something that I saw one day, thought was cute, and started playing with. I don't know. I'm gonna give it an eyeball. Yeah, I guess I will. Maybe make the eye stand out a little bit. Put a little black border around it. But there's letters you can get if you want to make them with the kids' names. You want to make Halloween, Christmas, you know, spring and the flowers. You want to make flowers. Be creative. You don't have to use square soap. You want to cut it down, cut it down. So, there we go. New little creature. If you have any questions or comments, I'll probably work with them a little bit more. Maybe add, I don't know, something here or there. But anyway, any questions, comments, feel free to get a hold of me. Once again, I'm going to post this on YouTube. So, Amanda's a Hatter, soaps and stuff. Share, like, click, comment. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.